Hello YouTube, in this video we have a full leg day workout. I'm going to be explaining each exercise that I'm doing, the sets and rep ranges, as well as helping you get as much as you can out of your workout. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, it would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to like the video. This is going to be a good one, and let's get it. Alright, so I'm starting with leg press. This might be a controversial take, but I'm doing leg press for two reasons. Reason number one is squatting is bad for your back, and I can do more weight on leg press than I can on squat. Reason number two is that if you have a bar on your back, it will actually pop the blood vessels in your traps, and that's the same for hack squat. Like hack squat will pop the blood vessels in my traps, and I really don't want to do that. But for this, warming up is really important. So I'm doing 2 warm-up sets, I'm doing 2 plates on each side, and then I'm doing 4 plates on each side for my actual sets. But I would recommend just finding a good weight for yourself. Now for proper form, it's really important to keep your legs spread out and to not have your legs too far down, because if your legs are too far down, it will actually be really bad for your knees. So the higher up your feet are, it will actually take the load off of your knees a little bit. I'm getting the weight up by exploding up, and then I'm controlling the eccentric on the way back down. I'm also stretching my legs back as far as they can go. Leg press will hit pretty much all of your leg except for your calf. This is a really good exercise for the start of your workout because I'm going the heaviest on this. Because if you're going heavy after this, your legs are going to be tired. So I would really recommend doing the heaviest exercise first to get it out of the way and let your legs rest for the rest of the workout. And something that I also do with leg press is once I do a certain amount of reps and I can't do a full rep anymore, I get my arms and push on my knees and hammer out maybe like 5-6 more half reps just to burn out on it and go to ultimate failure. And that's about it. We're going to be moving on to calf raises after this. Okay, so secondly, these are seated calf raises. I prefer seated calf raises over standing calf raises like on a machine, because on the machine, if you're doing a heavy weight, it will pop the blood vessels in your traps. Same with doing squats or even doing hack squats. And for this, I'm doing 4 sets. I'm doing around 10 to 12 reps, and I'm going to failure, of course. Now for proper form, what I'm doing is I'm exploding up and I'm squeezing at the top and holding it for a second. Then I'm slowly controlling the eccentric on the way back down, and then I'm repeating that movement again. Then when I hit failure, I spam out a few half reps just to burn out on it. And that's about it for this exercise. Next, I'm gonna be doing seated leg curls. So thirdly, these are leg curls. There are many different ways to hit your hamstrings, but I find that this hits my hamstrings the best. I'm doing 4 sets of these and around 12 to 15 reps for each set, and I'm going to failure, of course. Now, form isn't really hard on this exercise. The really only important thing you need to do is control the eccentric on the way back up. But something that you can add to this is instead of keeping your feet straight up, you angle them towards each other so that way it hits the outside of the hamstring. For bodybuilding purposes, you really want big hamstrings from the side for doing like a side chest pose. Hamstrings are really important to hit because if you don't have big hamstrings, you don't have big legs. Something that I regret doing is when I first started working out, for the first like 1.5 to 2 years, I didn't even hit legs. I thought, oh, my legs are big enough because I started out pretty fat, that, oh, I don't need to work out my legs because my legs are already big. Well, I was wrong, and that's something that I really regret doing. So if you're in the beginning stages of working out, I would really recommend hitting legs. I know it's a stereotype to skip legs, but I know a lot of people actually do skip legs. And trust me, you will thank yourself in the future for hitting legs now. And that's about it for leg curls. Next, we're gonna be doing leg adduction. This is my 4th exercise. These are called leg adductions. I'm doing 4 sets of these, around 12 to 15 reps. And of course, I'm going to failure. This exercise will focus on your adductors. These are really important for building the width of your leg. This is probably the most slept on exercise that you can do for hitting your legs. I know a lot of people don't hit these, and it's really important to hit the adductors. For proper form, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is control the eccentric of the movement and then stretch as far as you can. Something that I like to do once I hit failure is use my arms and help my legs out and spam out a few half reps just to burn out on it. And since your adductors are such a small muscle, you really don't want to go heavy on these. And you really want to warm up beforehand, because if you don't, you will definitely pull a muscle. And that's about it. Next, we're going to be doing leg extensions. Well, this is my last exercise that I'm doing. These are called leg extensions. There's a specific reason why I put these at the end of my workout. It's because at the beginning, I did leg press, which primarily focuses on your quads, but it also hits a lot of other muscles, but it primarily focuses on your quads. So I want to give my quads time to rest. I'm doing 4 sets of these and around 10 to 12 reps. I'm also going to failure. But something that I like to do once I hit failure is if your machine has this, if there's a bar that you can hold on to to pull the weight, I grab that so I can help my legs out, so that way I can get a few more reps in. Now for proper form, like I did with the leg curls, I'm angling my feet in again, so that way it hits the outer quad. On the contrary, if you have your feet angled out, it's gonna hit the inner quad. But what's really important about this is controlling the eccentric and stretching your quads as much as you can, and not just throwing up weight, because I know you'll be tempted to. And that's the end of the workout. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you did, and drop a comment if you have any questions.